It's one of the last really nice looking days of the fall. Kind of feels like summer out here, but it's not. This is fall. It's October 20th right now. If you're watching this video, you might be wondering, is it too late to sow grass seed? Is it too late to put grass seed down on the ground? When is it too late to put grass seed down on the ground? Well, the answers to these questions are a little bit variable, and I'd like to explain it to you. This is my big kid, although he's not the oldest kid, but this is my big kid, Jake. This is my littlest one, Esther. I spend most of my days with them. I love these guys. I got two other kids inside the house. So some of my videos have all of my kids in them. What I do want to tell you about grass seed is that outside in the lawn, I'd say the dirt, the soil, cold season grass germinates somewhere in the 45 to 50 degree range at the minimum, but that's not outside air temperature, that's soil temperature. Usually questions like this have to do with early spring seeding. Lots of people want to put down seed in the spring going into the year, even though it's not the optimal time of the year to put seed down. In the spring, it might be 55, 60 degrees outside, like on a nice warm spring day, but the ground might still be 40 degrees, might even be less. In the fall time is the more optimal time to plant grass seed because the soil temperatures stay warmer a lot longer than the air temperatures. So, as I said in the introduction to this video, our outside air temperature right now is about 69 degrees. That's warm enough for her to be outside in a long sleeve shirt just fine. The ground temperature is what matters when it comes to grass seed. Now, I live at 4,200 foot elevation in southern Oregon. We get pretty cold, typically in late October. We are very cold right now. Usually the high temperatures are somewhere in the mid 50s. And we've had a nice warm fall so far. Everything is feeling like late summer. Our soil temperatures are really warm. Now, is it too late to plant grass seed? Probably, for us. But the thing is, most people around the country have warmer falls than we do. And it is possible to plant seed this late into October. It's unlikely that in all places you'll be able to get good seed germination and it will survive through the winter, but it certainly is possible. The reason for that is the soil temperature, and that's what I'm getting at right here. So here is my lawn. Now I don't need to put any seed down here. Early last month I put seed up on the hill up there and that was fine. Oh, there's my older daughter. Say hi. Hi. What you doing?
I'm trying to make a nest so birds can come to me.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So back in early September, I put some grass seed up on that hill, trying to fill in some of the little gaps on the actual slope. And that, to me, at the time, I felt was a little bit dangerous because we usually get frosts very early in the year, usually in September, certainly by the 1st of October. We have not had a frost yet, and finally, later this month, we're talking in about 4 or 5 days, my weather forecast is finally forecasting our first frost. Now, grass seed is not going to germinate in a frost condition. And a tiny sprout, a little seedling, is probably not going to survive a light frost, certainly not a heavy frost. Grass seed that is put down before it germinates, if it gets frozen, it will do dormant seeding and it will sit on the ground. There's Lady right there. And it will sit on the ground until spring, assuming it is not compromised by, foraging animals, birds eating it, mold of any kind. That's called dormant seeding. So that's where the seed comes up in the spring. When you put it down in the fall and it comes up in the spring. But if you want that seed to germinate in the fall, the ground temperature has to be warm enough for the seed to germinate, and the air temperature can't be freezing the baby seedlings too early. As you can see, right now I am sitting in the shade of a small apple tree. This shade right here, if I were to pull a thermometer out and measure about 2 to 3 inches deep into the soil, you would find it to be about literally 10 degrees cooler than it is over there in the sun. So that little area of the yard, that soil temperature is 10 degrees warmer. Around the side of my house over here, that is the west face of our house. That side of the house does not get sun until very late into the morning in the middle of the fall. So during the daylight hours, it is always shaded. On the east side of our house over there, that side of the house is shaded early in the morning by the big trees, and every really part of the day from the mid-afternoon on, because the sun is way over here now. There it is, way over there, somewhere over there. It's always shaded over there. Those parts of the yard are consistently cooler, like the soil temperatures are cooler than they are here where I'm sitting and all through this area. Now this tree over here is a plum tree, and it is shaded under the plum tree depending on the time of day. It comes in the morning, the shade is about there, and then around noontime it's kind of in the middle, and then at this time of the day, later in the afternoon, it has almost completely gone off of the grass. These partial shady parts of my lawn are warmer than the sides of my house that get consistent shade for significant chunks of the day, but they are cooler than parts of the lawn like you see underneath that jungle gym there that are pretty much full sun all the time. Way up the hill up there where my daughter is, at the fire pit, the whole section up there is largely sand. That area up there warms up significantly because it's in full sun. Not only is it full sun, but there's no grass up there. It's all sand. It absorbs the heat from the sun and warms up much more than any other part of my yard. About 3 days ago, I stuck a soil thermometer up there into that sand and recorded temperatures in the upper 70s. What I want to do for you for this video, I've done a lot of talking. I always do a lot of talking. Thank you for watching, if you're still watching. If you are new to this channel, you just got to get used to it. I'm a rambling kind of guy. Hit the subscribe button and just hopefully deal with it. But anyway, what I want to do for you in this video is push the soil thermometer into the ground throughout the day and show you how things change, because it makes a big difference. Now, I've got some videos that I posted not that long ago about grass seed and planting grass and when to mow it and when to stop watering it. I've never really done a lawn renovation video, and I don't plan on doing that anytime soon. I'm kind of piecemealing little parts together. What I have published, however, is some videos where I've been planting a lot of grass seed in pots and showing you their growth patterns. Now, there's a lot of cold season grasses. Now, I haven't really gotten into pot planting of warm season grasses, although that is in the books for the future. But some of these cold season grass types, in fact, many of them can be germinated in less than a week. I've germinated a number of varieties of grass seed in less than a week, and even Kentucky bluegrass, which is a little bit slower than some of the other grasses, can still germinate in a week or less under ideal conditions. Yes, you tell them all about the KBG. I wouldn't really recommend growing or sowing Kentucky bluegrass seed this late into the season. Late October is pretty hard. I mean, unless you're just really, I don't know, in this microclimate where you just know that you're not going to get extremely cold weather for another month, another 5-6 weeks until December. It's probably not going to happen. But quite honestly, fescues and your perennial rye, those things will germinate very fast if you prepare the soil well. If you till up the soil and amend it with things like coconut coir or peat moss, and you spray, you heavily water the ground before you put the seed down and then start your light germination process. This is This is an oddball technique, but it works. If it's a little bit cooler outside temperatures, or if you've got some wind, you can even cover the seeded area, depending on its size, with plastic. Greenhouse plastic is what we use around here because we do a lot of gardening over there. It will keep everything warmer, and it'll basically make a microclimate under the plastic. And you don't have to use the plastic, but point is, this late in the season, if you want to put grass seed down, you have to do everything under the sun possible to get that seed to germinate as quickly as possible. And many cool season grasses can germinate in 5 to 7 days. So you've got to take those steps to get that done if that's what you want to do. Now, I would also recommend, after doing that, if you decide to attempt to plant some grass seed this time of year, use a liquid starter fertilizer. And by a liquid starter fertilizer, because you would do that because once the grass seed starts germinating, you want to get that starter fert on there right away. And you don't want to go walking over the baby grass with a spreader. You want to be able to spray it on from afar. So whether you use a hose end sprayer, I've got some videos about that on this channel, or you use a ready-to-use product that just attaches to your hose, or maybe you already have a backpack sprayer. Depending on the sprayer, you want it to be able to go a long way so that you don't walk on the baby grass seed. So hose and sprayers tend to be pretty good options for this, unless you're seeding like a 10,000 square, some ultra large plot of land. If you can get some liquid starter fertilizer on there early, yeah, that's right, you tell them all about it. Yeah, if you can get some liquid starter fertilizer on there early and then keep it warm. I mean, you can't control the weather, but the thing is, if you've got a frost coming in the garden, what we do is, if a frost is coming, we cover the crops. There are products that will go right over the top of it, and it will protect it from frost. You can do the exact same thing with your lawn if you want to go that far. There's nothing to say that you can't. These are not normal things that people do, but you can do them. Keep it warm, protect it from frost, and then if you can manage to go about 3 weeks, you might be able to get another dose of fertilizer down. Some people would call it a winterizer fertilizer for established grass, but it's basically another dose of starter fert for baby grass. Get it down, and it is entirely possible. I'm going to be doing some more soil probes, and by that I mean like soil thermometer probes, to kind of show you what the temperature is of my soil right now. We've been getting up to about 70 during the day for daytime temperatures, and we've been getting down to about 37, 38 at night for the past week and a half. So it seems cold, and certainly we've got some cold weather on the horizon. It's supposed to have a few days down in the upper 20s later this week, but for the most part, if precautions are taken, you can get seed to germinate quickly. It is possible to get seed to keep going and the baby grass to keep growing through those conditions into November. It's not going to happen every time. There's no guarantee, but it certainly is possible. So I'm not telling you to go seed right now. Most of the people watching this video are either curious, it's just a curiosity kind of a thing, or you're actually looking to, decide whether you want to go through the trouble of it. If you're going to seed, I would advise you to go over the top, do everything you possibly can to get it to germinate, because even if you get it to germinate, it still needs to establish a strong enough root structure to get through the winter. I've got a number of videos on this channel where I have recommended adding potassium to the lawn. This is not a recommendation that is common. I mean, lots of lawn professionals understand what potassium does, but nobody really talks about it a lot to the regular lawn, the regular homeowner who's looking to tend to their lawn by themselves. It's the immune system for the grass. It helps the grass fend off disease and stresses. A lot of those stresses are fungal problems. Some of them are heat stress in the summer, and some of them are cold stresses in the winter, snow compaction, heavy traffic, all of those things. Take a look at the video. It's to my upper left up there. I'm going to link it down in the description as well, about potassium. Those aren't always included in starter fertilizers, but if you're going to seed, get some, because anything that you can get to germinate will do better over the winter if you can get some potassium into the system, in addition to the nitrogen and in addition to the phosphorus. I'm going to call it quits right there. That's a good enough video for this particular query. I also have a blog post on my website, which I've linked down below. I'd point to it, but I'm holding a baby. I'm sure you've seen her by now. Take a look at that blog post. It's got more information about seeding in the fall and getting grass to establish even in cold weather. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate your time, because I do talk. I know that I talk, and I appreciate those of you who have been watching this and appreciate what I have to say. I'll see you in the next video. Say bye. Say bye. Say bye.